Toyota is in trouble. Earlier this year, it started to become obvious that Toyota was gonna have to do something about the recently redesigned Tundra. An all-new truck powered by a brand spanking new twin-turbocharged 3.4-liter V6 that started popping engines seemingly left and right. The Tundra has built a well-deserved reputation as a burly, reliable workhorse that promises to conquer mountains, tow your house, and with this new version, maybe even make your morning coffee. But as of late, it's hit a bit of a pothole. Just recently, Toyota issued a stop sale on the 2022 and 23 Tundra models, equipped with the non-hybrid turbocharged V6 engines, stating engines in these trucks are at risk of stalling, failing to start, or mechanically locking up while going down the highway. It turns out that excessive machining debris weren't properly cleaned out of the engine's oil passages during manufacturing. Debris that have been identified as the culprits for plugged oil feed and return galleys, as well as damage to the engine's main bearings. But you probably already knew all that. The news today is that Toyota has finally announced a fix for this mess. After several months of engineers, and I'm sure the accountants, poking and prodding at this problem, the decision has been made. And just like we suspected a few months ago, they're stepping up and replacing the entire engine. Yeah, you heard that right, the whole shebang. Owners of affected trucks and the roughly 3,500 Lexus LX SUVs that use the same power plant will get their engines replaced at no cost. And while your truck is getting its heart transplant, Toyota has said they will be providing a loaner car for you, seeing as the repair is slated to take between 13 and 18 man-hours. The recall involves replacing roughly 102,000 engines across both the Toyota and Lexus line, or to be exact, 3,524 Lexus LX 600s and 98,568 Tundras. That's a huge undertaking. I mean, sure, it's not quite as bad as the multiple recalls that surrounded the rusty frames years ago with the Tacoma, Tundra, and Sequoia, but this is still a big hit to Toyota's bottom line. Here's how it pencils out. Right now, each engine assembly costs roughly $15,500. Now, that's at wholesale pricing, but Toyota is likely to be able to provide engines internally for a bit less than that. The average labor rate at a Toyota dealer is around $150 an hour, and the job takes between 13 and 18 hours. Plus, let's not forget the extra $400 or so for miscellaneous hardware and fluids. Now, sure, Toyota pays dealers a slightly lower hourly rate for internal warranty work than they do for customer pay. But to get us in the ballpark, split the difference between 13 and 18 hours of labor at 15.5 hours at $150 an hour, add the cost of the engine, we'll say $15,000 even, and we'll guess at $400 for extra parts you need to get the job done, which brings us to $17,725. Multiply that by 102,000 and let's just say Toyota is really feeling the heat in that kitchen. Nearly $2 billion? Yikes. Now, this might seem like a financial disaster of titanic proportions, but there's a silver lining. For one, according to a quick Google search, Toyota's most recent financial reports state the company had a revenue of $307.4 billion in 2023. So losing a few billion isn't exactly the end of the world. They'll be just fine. I mean, sure, investors won't be happy, but Toyota isn't going anywhere. Second, dealership service departments are about to have a pretty strong few quarters here. You never know, it might feel like a breath of fresh air for all you Toyota techs out there that just change oil and screw in spark plugs all day. Plus, best case scenario, you'll make some extra money through this campaign, or maybe you'll just get a pizza party. Third, for all you owners out there, yes, it sucks to have to drop your basically brand new Toyota off for several days at a dealership for it to undergo a major surgery. But you will get a loaner car to drive around, and coming out on the other side of this tunnel, you're getting a brand new engine. Sure, transmissions and suspension parts and the like wear out over time, but a fresh engine is about as close to getting a new lease on life as a vehicle can get. And having been a technician for a large OEM for years, quick piece of advice, don't fall in love with the loaner. It's one of the many ways dealerships will try to make money off you, by selling you another car because you like it. Don't fall for that. And lastly, Toyota is actually stepping up and fixing the problem. Unlike some other manufacturers who shall remain nameless, Toyota isn't just extending warranties or prorating repairs. They're replacing engines outright, even if your vehicle is showing no symptoms. That's a bold move and pretty good news for Tundra owners. But let's be real. The fact that Toyota is going full throttle with engine replacement tells us how big this problem probably really is. If they genuinely thought only a small percentage of Tundras were affected, they'd probably go for a more conservative case-by-case repair program. But with the potential for these engines to lock up or stall while driving, which could result in a crash, the stakes are high. Now, it should be noted that only the non-hybrid vehicles are covered as of now, and it's not clear whether or not the hybrid version of the V6 was manufactured in the same plant, or for some reason just isn't affected, but it's something we should keep an eye on. All non-hybrid Tundra models manufactured between November 2nd, 2021 and February 13th, 2023, as well as Lexus LX 600 models produced from July 30th, 2021 to November 25th, 2022 are covered. While Toyota hasn't reported any injuries related to the issue, a substantial number of trucks have already been impacted. According to recall documents, there have been at least 824 engine warranty claims associated with this problem. In case this situation is news to you, here's what happened. The issue first came to Toyota's attention in March 2022, when a vehicle equipped with the faulty V35A engine stalled. An investigation into the engine failure revealed that the crankshaft main bearings had seized. In July of that same year, 2 more engines were discovered with damaged bearings. Toyota initially suspected engine contamination and subsequently revised its engine cleaning process. More interestingly, Toyota has decided to proactively replace engines, even those built after the updated cleaning procedure. It seems they're opting for extreme caution, and given the situation, it's a wise move, seeing as the company's already facing significant regret over the issue. So, what does this mean for Toyota's sterling reputation? On the one hand, mistakes happen. I mean, this isn't an engineering problem, but rather a quality control issue at the manufacturing plant. On the other hand, Toyota buyers have come to expect a lot from the brand, and they know the best warranty is the one they never have to use. It's probably a huge part of the reason they went with the Toyota in the first place. Between the Tundra engine problems, the recent stop sale on the Grand Highlander due to side impact airbag issues, and the fact that Toyota's currently caught up in more than one scandal, from allegedly cheating emissions in Japan to a class action lawsuit for misleading statements, Toyota is definitely in some hot water right now. But let's give credit where credit's due. Toyota is tackling this head on, showing us that they still value reliability and customer satisfaction above all else. And it's important to note that for all the fans and prospective buyers that have been upset about the switch to turbocharging and hybrid technology, the recall here has nothing to do with either of those systems. So if you own a 2022 or 2023 Tundra, your truck may be down, but it's not out. And as far as Toyota's reputation, I can't think of a better response than what they're opting to do here. It's a tough pill to swallow, but they're way better off spending a quick $1 billion now than having a whole fleet of vehicles out there ruining their million-mile reputation. Lastly, my 2 cents, I've always been a little weary of buying the first year or two of a new generation because essentially, you're kind of the guinea pig. Even though they've spent millions on research and development and durability testing before a customer's hands touch the steering wheel, I mean, even the best manufacturers will pretty much always have some kinks to work out with an all-new car, just like we're seeing here with Toyota and Lexus. To be clear, everything is covered under warranty, but when you buy the first year or two of an all-new model, you should expect that there might be a few trips back to the dealer in your future for them to get everything right. But I want to know what you think. Do you own one of these trucks, or are you considering buying one? Do you think Toyota's reputation is slipping? Let me know down in the comments below. Do me a favor and go check out some of our other content right over here. Remember to hit that like button and consider subscribing for more Ideal content coming along very soon. Otherwise, my name's Trav, this is Ideal, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.